Now, every time a new AI tool drops, I hear the same thing from creators who want to start creating content. Like, why even bother? Machines are going to do it better anyway. And honestly, I get that. Seeing AI channels pulling millions of views every single day, it's hard to not feel like the window is closing on real human creators. But then something really interesting happened in January 2026. YouTube wiped out over 16 YouTube channels. Together, these channels were gathering over 4.7 billion views and made over $10 million. Now, before you get worried about YouTube wiping out your channel, let me tell you exactly why this happened. Now, the reason behind YouTube doing this is because these channels were leveraging artificial intelligence to mass produce AI slop content designed only to pull in billions of views without really providing real value to the audience. Now, this move by YouTube carries a very strong message, but also a lot of insights for us creators. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what got deleted, why people are going from AI content and moving back to real human creators, but also why, if you have a real story to tell, then this moment belongs to you. On the first two YouTube channels YouTube went after were KH Studio and Screen Culture. In a nutshell, these two YouTube channels were focusing on creating fake AI movie trailers designed to pull in billions and billions of views without really providing any substance in those videos. One of the most popular fake AI movie trailer was the one made by KH Studio for the movie Barbie 2. Now, millions and millions of people watched this trailer and thought it was true. And so they shared to other people, and those people shared to other people, making a ton of money for that channel. Now, the other channel called Screen Culture did almost the same thing by creating AI slop videos designed to pull in billions and billions of views and therefore making millions of dollars. Now, whatever they were doing, that was not content creation, that was deception packaged as content. And so by deleting these channels, YouTube sent a really strong message. Now, here's what I want you to notice. Every single one of those channels shared one single problem. It's not that they used AI to automate some part of their workflow, but it's because their content was never designed to provide real value to the human being. I'm talking about creating real connection with people, telling real stories that people could relate to, or there was not any real story worth sharing. Meaning this content was never meant to exist apart from manufacturing views. Now, that's exactly the opposite of what real human creators do. Because when you create content as a real person, like when you show up on camera and talk about something you've experienced or something you genuinely understand, then you are building something those AI channels could never build. You are building relationships. The viewers watching your videos are not just receiving random information. They actually recognize something. Maybe it's a feeling or a situation they have gone through similar to yours, or seeing a problem they have gone through being put into words by someone else who is you. See, that recognition or that human connection created there is what gets them to come back. Not really because the algorithm is pushing your video for you, but because they just want to see more of your content. Now, that is exactly the difference between what got deleted and what YouTube is actively making room for. Real human connections. Here is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about the numbers. See, by YouTube deleting these channels, it was just catching up to something the audience was already feeling. And the numbers are really proving it. The YouTube team did not just wake up a morning and decided to go after all the AI content channels. See, when AI content flooded the internet, meaning automated voices or AI-generated videos with no real human souls in them, the audience noticed. Maybe not consciously, but just when you feel like something is off, like something is not clicking. Like that moment you sense like whatever you're watching was not created by someone who was genuinely interested in the topic they're covering. Now, despite it being somehow hard to put a name around that feeling, data actually captured it. According to eMarketer research, consumer enthusiasm for AI-generated content dropped from 60% in 2023 to 26% in 2025. More than half of the audience that was curious about AI content 2 years ago is now actively preferring something different, something more human. Another report from CheckR said that 88% of Americans see that it is harder than ever to tell what is real online. In other words, nearly 9 out of 10 people are watching content online wondering if the person on screen is a real person, or whether there is a real person on the other side of the camera telling a story that they actually experienced. See, that anxiety is real, and it's creating something genuinely rare, something genuinely powerful for anyone who is willing to show up online authentically. Here's the proof. A study made by Retention Rabbit found that AI narration causes 35% higher drop-off in the first 45 seconds of a video compared to human voices. Now, this is not because the AI voice is technically worse, but it's because people can actually feel the absence of a human. Something in how we are wired as human beings can tell when there is no one there. And the result is that we end up moving to the next video looking for more human connections. Now, compare that to when a real human creator gets on camera and actually talks about a story that's actually happened to them, or when they share something they genuinely struggled with and somehow figured out. In that situation, people stay. They stay because the human connection they feel with the person who is being real with them is the most fundamental things we seek out as people. Let it be on screen, in real life, or everywhere. Now, I want to talk directly to you, to the person who has been sitting on the edge of starting, or the one who started and wondered if it was worth continuing. Because what I'm about to say is what I wanted to hear when I first created my YouTube channel. There is something no AI can do. No matter how advanced it becomes, no matter how realistic the voices sounds, no matter how convincing AI scripts reads, it cannot tell your story, not your real story. And by your story, I mean all the nights you sat down in your room and felt completely stuck. The losses, the wins, the lessons you learned along the way, or the obstacles, the challenges, the breakthroughs, meaning everything that made you who you are right now. See, no one, absolutely no one, lived the same combination of experiences like you. And so, yes, AI can script very amazing videos, but cannot imagine or generate all the details of your life. AI cannot explain things the way you explain them, for the simple reason that there is a specific way you grew up, there is a specific kind of lessons you learned, there is a specific culture you grew in that is somehow influencing the way you see things. AI cannot copy that. And so that specificity, that realness is what creates real human connections. It's not the information, it's not the high production, it's not consistency, real stories. Whenever a person watches your content and asks himself, how can this person actually knows what I'm living or what I'm going through? That is human connection. That is what you want. That feeling will never be manufactured. It can only be shared with someone who has genuinely been there and is sharing it with someone who is living that right now. And that is what audiences are actively looking for right now. Real human connections. Meaning no perfect content, no polished production, but real humans. People who have gone through what they're going through right now. Or simply someone shows up and says, I see you. I have been there and here's what you need to do. Now think about all the creators who made you feel that way. Those creators whose videos you did not just watch but actually saved. I'm talking about these creators that made you feel like you were not alone, that you were seen. Now I have a question for you. Were they the most polished creators, or did they have the most perfect content online? I bet your answer is no. But the real reason is that they were the most humans and most honest ones. Like they made you feel like you were not alone in whatever you were going through. That is the kind of connection you are able to give to someone else by creating content authentically. Such content is what people are desperately looking for. Now, in contrast to that is what we call AI slop content. Now, slop was defined in 2025 as the word of the year by Merriam-Webster, the dictionary. That single word that was chosen to define an entire year simply means low-effort, mass-produced AI content that the population have grown exhausted of consuming. This word represents a cultural reaction to content with no real human connection in it. This culture was so widespread that it needed its own name. Slop. That's the world we are creating in right now, a world that is actively tired of artificiality and is actively looking for something real. And by real things, I mean your face, your voice, your stories. Basically, the things you've lived through that have given you a specific perspective that is only yours. That is the kind of content people want. Those are the kinds of connections people want to have. Those are the kind of stories people want to relate to. Now, finally, here are the takeaways I want you to go with from this video. YouTube has deleted over 4.7 billion views of content that had no human soul in it. Audiences are now massively moving from AI slop content towards real content created by real humans who have real stories to tell. And third, there is someone somewhere actively scrolling on social media looking for creators like you who actually have stories to tell, stories they have gone through that people could relate to. Now, that reason should be enough by itself to convince you to start creating right now. Because trust me, people are really seeking real human connections. And if you're a human watching this video, then I'm talking about you. And so if you want to start creating content and you want to know exactly what you need to start without breaking the bank, I've made something exclusively for you. It is called the Creator Starter Kit. It's completely free and covers everything from the gear, the tools, and the setup you need to put in place to start creating content without breaking the bank. And the link is in the description below. So grab it and start creating content. Oh, also, before you click out of the video, you can leave a small comment like "human" so that I will know that you reached the end of the video. And remember, your story is worth telling. In the meantime, ciao.